It's what I am putting into practice regularly is who I am as a musician. Hello, welcome to the vlog. If you're a regular viewer, you'll know that a couple of weeks ago it was my birthday, and it got me thinking, because when I was 40, which is more than a couple of years ago, 8 years ago if you need to know, I started having drum lessons with WeDo. However, the sad part of the story is 8 years down the road, I'm rubbish at the drums. Shockingly bad for someone who's been technically learning, horrible air quotes, for that long. As someone who's a music teacher, it's good to be taught something that you're not naturally super good at, because if I'm teaching the bass guitar, it's really easy to get a bit frustrated. Like, why can't you understand this very simple thing that I'm trying to demonstrate to you on the bass guitar? Why is it when I go da da da, you're like and it's like, no. It's good to put yourself in the place of someone who's struggling to learn, struggling to understand. And for me, learning the drums is that. Having said all that, the time has come to quit the excuses. There is no reason why, having had lessons for this long, I should not be a good drummer. But there is a reason. The reason is I don't practice. A story of my life. If I had practiced and had a good practice discipline at any point since I started taking music seriously at the age of sort of 16 or 17, I'd be an amazing musician by now. But I have been so badly disciplined. And I can kind of live with that. I've carved out a role as a sort of jack of all trades. Definitely not master of any of them. So I'm not intensely frustrated at myself about that. But I do think when it comes to the drums, I need to practice. I need to play. If I do that, I can turn it around. So one of the things I've found myself saying to a few people recently is that I still think of myself as primarily a bass player, even though I play a lot of keyboards and I play a lot of guitar. Here's the thing, because I play a lot of keyboards and I play a lot of guitar, I don't play a lot of bass, not like I used to. And what that means is, although in here I think I'm quite good, here I'm a little bit rusty. Right now, when I think about bass guitar playing, there's a lot of stuff either from Wolfpack that I really enjoy, or from Corey Wong and the Wong Notes, but more about him later. One of their big songs is Deantown, and Joe Dart plays this bass line, and the song has this tempo, and it begins, and it sounds really simple at the beginning. He's just running an F sharp, and it goes up an octave, and you can hear that, there we go, we're starting to fall off the back of the beat. Stuff that we practice, if we don't use it, we lose it. And it's a good lesson for all of us. And I know there's some stuff that I used to be able to do on the bass guitar that I can't do. I can still think it, I can still hear it, but I can't play it like I used to be able to play it. And that's a problem. And it's a problem I intend to fix. So I've already mentioned Corey Wong. And in the last year or so, definitely the last few months, I've listened to loads and loads of his stuff on YouTube. And he plays electric guitar. He would describe himself as a rhythm guitarist. He's a kind of funk player, and he plays very, very cool stuff. And he has this one song called Meditation, and I've really enjoyed it for a while. And then I was like, you know what, I should actually learn to play it. This song has some stuff that's just different from how I've approached the guitar a lot, and so it's been really fun to get my head around that. Really good to sit down and practice and feel like I'm getting better at this, and I'm learning something in a different way. We want to instill in our music students that they want to be people who keep on learning and keep on learning and keep on learning, and they're always hungry to try something new, and not to feel like I learned the guitar in a past tense kind of way, but someone who is learning the guitar, who is playing the guitar in a present, active, continuous type of way. And if we want to instill that in our students, we have to be that. I have to be that. So last but not least, let's talk about good old piano. Maybe it's something about being older, but somehow There's a bunch of jazzier sounding chords that are suddenly interesting to me in a way that maybe they weren't interesting before. So I sat down at the keyboard the other day and I played this. Which in real life was something like. Maybe one day that ends up being a song, maybe it just ends up being something that I bashed around for half an hour or so and enjoyed myself in the process of doing. Either way, it's a win when I'm going to sit down and just improvise, noodle, call it what you will. Kind of be creative, be inspired and just seek stuff out, let my fingers go where they want to go. It's good that sometimes they go somewhere they haven't been before. And I think that's important. That's something we want to instill in our students, that they're inquisitive in their music, that they don't have to have a piece of paper in front of them. That's somebody's playing this on the violin at our next concert and I need to learn to play the accompaniment for them. But you know what I mean, we don't want to always be stuck to following what's on the piece of paper. We want to be people who music can come out of us. And for Rowan and I, if we want to be people who can teach like that, then we need to be people who can play like that ourselves. So we've called this vlog Practice Practice because it's important for us to all remember that whatever it is that we do, I think it's good that we see that in the present tense. Not that I learned to do this or I do that, like we learned everything there was ever to know about the subject. There's always more to know. Yes, I learned some things about the guitar and the bass guitar and the keyboards over the years. Yes, I learned some things theoretically on the drums over the years. But it's what I can do now. It's what I am putting into practice regularly is who I am as a musician today. If there'd been more time, I would have shown you some of Rowan doing what she does, the things she practices to stay on top of the instruments that she teaches, so she can help the young people she's working with. But there will be other opportunities, I'm sure, coming up where you'll get to see some of what Rowan's doing with music. So that is it for this week's vlog. Thanks very much for watching. I hope it's encouraged and inspired you. Do give us a big thumbs up for Practice Practice. And do remember to put that into practice in your own life. Do leave a comment or question if you want to know more. Do remember that together we do adventure, and we'll see you next time.